Welcome back to Cwpan Cymru, where we are getting ready to head into our first matches of the day. Starting things off in the upper bracket semi-finals, where the top two players will move on through the upper bracket. Bottom two players will, as is pretty normal, Neil, it has to be said, in a double elimination bracket, they'll drop into the lower bracket. Match one should be an interesting one. The one that we're going to be jumping on board with is Acrose, Belabruce, Magpie, and Killjoy. And I think Killjoy and Acrose, potentially the people to keep an eyes on here, but I think all these players have been grinding the maps out a little bit. Belabruce and Magpie, you can't count them out.
No, for sure not. It's going to be an exciting match. Excited to see what happens. Especially the maps are pretty nice. They should be very competitive between all the players. I mean, they've been playing this map for about 3 weeks now, so...
Yeah. Neil, sorry, just one thing there real quick. So a couple of things production side. First of all, Neil, you appear to have moved further away from your microphone since we did our mic check, which, you know, I just don't want chat to think that you're too quiet. They're here to hear you. They don't care about me. I can turn you up if we need to. Alternatively, yeah, microphone closer to your face would also be an easy way to do that. Yeah, there we go. And we'll turn you up slightly anyway, just so that people can properly hear you. The other thing is that, yeah, I'm having some bitrate issues. So this will all be in 4,000 bitrate. So before you all get on my case about it, look, I'm aware about it. And either you don't get to see the tournament at all, or you watch it with 4K bitrate. So this is life. This is how things go. And it will be A-okay. We'll be totally fine. Don't worry about it. Thomas will shout at me about it later, I have no doubt. There are players in the server. There is a 10-minute timer on the warm-up. I'm going to assume that that will not last the full 10 minutes. And what we're going to do, Neil, is we're just going to jump in. Look at it. Look, maps. There's Trackmania on the screen now. Exciting. The drama. I guess we watch Acrose warm up then. Have a good time. See how things are going here. Nobody has yet, and Thomas, I assume at this point you can hear me. Nobody has actually explained the format to me yet, so that would be really useful as well. Because again, I've been looking to try and find information, and it's just a little bit of a struggle. Hang on, I'm going to the website. Maybe I should have done this to begin with, but no, that's just that is just the option to donate. And once again, yeah, you can donate to this event, increase the prize pool a little bit, and it will be straight into that prize pool as far as I know. With some additional things, there are some beautiful skins, as you can see the players wearing as well, which are absolutely lovely. And of course, the t-shirts, I believe, are probably done at this point. I don't know if you can still get a t-shirt, but if you can, those t-shirts look absolutely fantastic.
Well, no, good news.
Oh, hello, Thomas.
I'm currently at the back of the venue, so that there's no feedback.
Yeah.
And I heard you talking mad shit.
Yeah, know a lot.
What do you want to know? You want to know a lot, or a lot of shit?
Well, I'd love to know a lot, but also, yeah, no, I have been talking mad shit. That's kind of, you knew it when you invited me to cast this event.
Exactly. So to give you an update, we're just getting everything set up, ready to go. LAN event, some jitters we're just trying to get through. The way this works is a double elimination bracket. As you saw the draft earlier, which admittedly you don't know who all the players were. The top two seeds have picked their opponents for round one. Well, then we're going to be. You guys, I think, are doing Acrose match, and then after that, if the other match is still running, feel free to jump into there. They can buy t-shirts after the event. We will have some way of buying t-shirts after the event. I'm not sure how yet. And there also may be a special edition t-shirt, possibly. We'll see after the event. Any other questions, Noah?
Yeah, what is the in-match format?
Oh, reverse cut mode, 100 points. It's in it. Look, no, all I'm saying is, you're throwing a lot of shade from man who hasn't replied to my DMs for the last 3 weeks.
Yes, no, that's completely fair, actually, to be honest. Yes, I'm also going to send Neil the password to the match room because I have forgotten that I'm no longer sending him Discord because I'm trying to get the stream working. I'm working hard here, Thomas, and we're getting places.
Yeah, it must be very difficult for you to press live on OBS. I really wish we'd have swapped roles. You know what I mean? So I could take this burden off your
Honestly,
shoulders.
That'd be ideal. I can't believe that you've decided to organize this whole event instead of just producing it. That would be very helpful.
Exactly. It's also like the entirety of BITM production teams at the event as well.
Yeah, no, that's true. You not only hosted the event, you did in fact decide to just bring everyone except me along to the event, which was not helpful.
Mm-hmm. No, although, good vibes are here, so we wouldn't want you to come in and ruin it. Hi, Neil. Thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I haven't had a chance to speak to you. How you doing?
It's great. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. We're in I don't know if you can cut to venue cam. Maybe I can give you a little wave.
Yeah, we're cutting to venue camp. We were wondering, Thomas. Now there was some like exercise bikes in the background. It looked like someone got bodily lifted off one. What's going on in the back of the venue?
Well, so this is just a student union, so I think it's other people.
That's what I thought, but you know, I just wanted to know. Oh.
But
Oh.
I don't know. Can you see me? I'm behind the green. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Can you see me?
You are kind of disappearing into the light slightly on camera. This is the most professional stream we've had yet on the BITM channel.
We love OC slander. Always.
I mean, it's just the number one thing. Can you see me? Can you see my thumb?
Like kind of. Again, there's a lot of light in the background there. I mean, I could try.
There's a lot of light. I don't know if you know this, but unlike Ireland, do we have the sun in Wales?
No, we haven't had the sun in Ireland yet, to be honest, this year, which is kind of messed up.
Not that DLC. Oh, the DLC.
Yeah. Now, Thomas, some people would say that you're spending a lot of time chatting to us here when the matches haven't started yet, and that, like, potentially you could go and get something done about that.
Look, no, like, I'm a man many times, but I'm not a match admin. But I am going to go and see what the situation is. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for doing this, Neil. I hate to say nice things to you, but thank you very much for doing this. Thank you very much for doing this, Neil. I'll let you know when we're going to get started. I've got a room full of people really wanting to watch some Trackmania. And we also got a fair few viewers, so hopefully that will go well. See you guys in a moment.
Thank you, Thomas, for joining us briefly here in the channel, which I have to be very careful not to leave a little bit behind the scenes. In an attempt to find out more about what was going on, I have changed my roles in the main British and Irish Trackmania server to become Welsh for the duration of the day. That did have the unfortunate side effect of losing me all of my other roles on the channel, so I have no access to the production channels if I do decide to leave this voice channel at any point. So I'm just not going to do that, Neil, and hopefully things will work out.
We'll see what happens. Worst comes to worst, we'll just give the trophy to Babs and call it a day.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Welsh chat turns out very hostile to me. They don't want me in there. So, you know. But it'll be okay. Acrose has won the match. Maybe a preview of what's about to come, but we'll wait and see, as it looks like we are about to get ready to head on into match here. Let's cut back to the casters for a second here and just have a quick chat, Neil. How are you feeling about this first match then? I mean, with the unique format, the draft here, going to be very embarrassing for Acrose or Comrade Louis if they pick someone who ends up beating them in their match.
That will be the worst feeling ever. I wouldn't want to wish that on my worst enemy. But it looks like Acrose has had a pretty good pick. I feel like it's going to be a decent match. But who do you think is going to win the match?
I mean, it's hard not to go with Acrose, given that, like, just flicking through the maps and the match records and things that have gone on. I believe Acrose currently holds, like, world record on all 4 of the maps. Which, look, there is a difference between time attack and rounds and practice and rounds, but Acrose definitely has the experience on rounds as well. You'd have to feel that with a bit of practice on the maps, Acrose is probably coming in as the tournament favorite.
For sure, but there's always LAN pressure.
True. LAN crowds getting in his ear, distracting him from the corner of his eye.
Exactly. You never know what Thomas can do.
Someone unplug his PC if it's starting to look a little bit too boring. How do you feel about Reverse Cup as well, Neil? Actually, have you played much Reverse Cup before?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to play a couple times. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's way better than Cup mode. I think there's a lot more opportunity in Reverse Cup mode. More rewarding. Being consistent, and yeah, overall I think it's a much better format for tournaments. And we also get to see who finishes first instead of first.
No, exactly. Like,
it seems very opposite.
The classic, I mean, like, I think the clearest example I've ever had of that was at XP Evo when it was Otak won, right? I'm not losing my mind, it wasn't that long ago. Otak won and then has to sit on stage for 5 minutes as the rest of the match finishes out, and you're kind of like, this is a big deal, he's just won a big tournament and we just have to kind of hang on and see for a few seconds. Reverse Cup does do a great job there, but it's interesting to hear you say that you think it's an entertaining one, because I know one of the worries is sometimes that for players, potentially, that like a lot of players prefer Cup mode because it feels better to be rewarded for winning rounds than it does to be punished for losing rounds.
Yeah, that's a good take. I mean, I guess it's to each their own. I feel like Cup mode has kind of like brought out the environment of pace play, you know, like it's better to win 2 rounds and finish the last 2 rounds, while in Reverse Cup mode it's the opposite, you know. But it looks like Acrose has won again, and this time we're actually going live into the match, the first match. And
I'm excited.
Wow, I'm excited.
It's going to be an interesting one. I've turned off the in-game chat, so listen, Neil, if there's anything exciting going on in there, you've got to be the one to relay it to me. Which also includes, I assume Padster trying to communicate with me there and me just ignoring him, just blanking him.
He said nothing important. He just said it's going live. Nothing.
Well, it was Padster. I think we could have assumed that, you know. Match starting in 3 seconds. We're into a first warm-up. It is going to be Acrose, Belabruce, Magpie, and Killjoy in this first match. Happening over in the other match, Comrade Louis, Babs, Twitties, Shankla is the other one, and we will try and get some updates from that one as we go on as well. But we'll see how things go once we load onto this. Our first map is going to be a threesome featuring Jorday. And the full list of everyone who's hanging out in the server as well to make sure that this whole event does actually go ahead and that we can have a broadcast of it too. We've said, I think, Neil, you're probably on board with the idea. Acrose, favourite coming into this match?
Yeah, I think Acrose really takes the match. I think the fight here will be for second place and see who drops down to the lower bracket.
Well, and that is the question then. Who, if you had your eyes on anyone, who are you looking at to snipe that second place?
Ooh, I have a big love and I look up to Killjoy, so I will have to go with Killjoy on my side.
Have you considered that Magpie is Statsman and might have crunched the data? He's got the optimal lines down.
He does. He has a task going on in the background.
He's got Pepe on the back of his car as well. That's a skin, brother. Well, we'll see how things go once we get on into our first round here, kicking things off. First crash, first fail. Who's it going to be, and who is going to be setting the pace as we kick this match off? I mean, maybe no surprises to see Acrose get out to a good start, but it is pretty close around the first few corners. Magpie, the only player to drop back a little ways. And, well, I say that. There goes Belabruce, unfortunately, with a little bit of a touch on the inside corner. Going to be the first mistake and dropping back by a few tenths.
Yeah, this is looking like a pretty tough round at the start here. There's a lot of pressure, you know. When you're in a LAN, you're sitting on your PC and there's just you're sweating, you know, trying to get the lines right. And while we look at it, Magpie slows down just a little bit more, falls back behind from the group, and Acrose and Killjoy are just going at it right now, with Killjoy taking the lead by just a tenth, and it's a pretty close round as we go through.
Yeah, it was really clean through the middle of the track from Killjoy. Different lines towards the end here. Acrose way too wide, though. That's not ideal. And it will mean a safe win for Killjoy in the first round. Belabruce not recovering from that early mistake. Will finish 2 seconds down from everyone else. It's -10 for fourth place, -7 for third place, -4 for second place, and no points lost for first place for the time being until we eliminate our first player.
Exactly. And if you do DNF, you will have -12 points, I believe. So you don't want to DNF. It's a big point loss. You always want to try to finish the rounds. That is a big thing in reverse cup mode.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Once off, second round begins. And we're kind of seeing the same theme here. Magpie is in the back, but Killjoy has made a mistake early on, leaving him pretty far behind, fighting for third place with Magpie, while Acrose is just said goodbye. He's out of here. He's doesn't have a care in the world right now.
The gap is large up to first place. Acrose with, you know, I mean, some minor errors maybe from the other drivers, but you struggle to say any real major mistakes, has still just put a second on the entire field over the course of the first half of the map here.
It's looking like the lines are very important in this kind of map. If you don't have the correct line, you're going to lose a lot of time. And we come through the finish. Acrose finishes with a 51-8. Killjoy in second. Belabruce and Magpie finish up the order.
Absolutely. I am trying to work out what the current world record is on the track here. Something I maybe shouldn't admit that I don't have ready access to, but I'll find it. Don't worry.
The current world record is 51.498 from your very lovely Acrose 17. And what he just drove was a top 4 world time. So we're already seeing a lot of pace in round 1. Yeah.
That is very, very quick indeed. And once again, the 2 Welsh skins disappearing off into the distance. I say Welsh skins, specifically the Cwpan Cymru skins, designed, made for this event, and I'm sure someone knows who made them, and if someone could remind me who it was, I know I've heard... Listen, I've heard that information before, but my brain, it's Swiss cheese, Neil. I can't be expected to remember things. That's unfair.
That is true. I don't blame you.
But it is Acrose. I mean, again, look, it's a similar thing to the last round. He just has pace that the others don't, unfortunately for them. Despite a very close first round, Acrose just seems to have lines and speed and consistency on the track as we head to the finish line once again. It'll close between Killjoy and Magpie, but Killjoy has managed to stick that landing, has managed to hold on to the lead and finish exactly a second behind Acrose for that -4 points loss. Sitting pretty comfortable at the moment up near the top of the leaderboard. It is Belabruce and Magpie who are starting maybe to fall away a little bit. 2 players still above 90, 2 players already below 80.
Yeah, this is going pretty quick. I think we already noticed Acrose is just sending it, and I mean, we expected that. But Killjoy is keeping up, so could we see Killjoy beat Acrose? Will that happen?
Keeping up for certain values of keeping up. You know, I mean, keeping up more than other people on the track, and keeping up on the scoreboard for sure. But keeping up, at least here on Threesome, on track a little bit harder. There's a decent battle this time around between Belabruce and Killjoy. We've seen Killjoy look quick in the back half of the map, and Belabruce I think has been more error prone maybe than some of the other drivers. So far there's a big mistake from Acrose out front. He'll be dropping a long way back, ended up hanging a wheel off the edge of the dirt in front, and all of a sudden this round is completely up for grabs. Killjoy versus Belabruce. It's Belabruce slightly behind at the moment, but landings are important here. It's Killjoy to hit the ground first, and he looks to have the nose in front all the way to the finish line, and that will be a round win for Killjoy on a 52-9.
That is beautiful. What a great round from these guys. Early on, Magpie did crash a couple times, but it looks like Acrose had a much worse mistake, leading Magpie to get those extra 3 points to hold on to his bank account of points.
Yeah, and 2 players on 69 as we exit our first map. Couldn't have gone better if they planned it, you'd imagine. I think the real surprise there is, and I say surprise, maybe not a surprise, but Acrose is now 6 points behind Killjoy. And Acrose, let's be fair, which I'm trying to think of a way to say this without being hurtful towards the other 3 players in this track. Acrose was significantly faster than the other 3 players. But just a little bit of consistency. 2 rounds where he, you know, took pretty bad losses. I mean, especially that last round, the full -10 for last place is brutal. He's on 86 points. He's dropped 14 on the first map when he was putting a second on the other drivers on track.
Yeah, and I think this is the difference between reverse cut mode and normal cut mode, right? Because if this was normal cut mode, Acrose would probably still be leading the match right now.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing a 6-point difference, so this is a very big, reverse cut mode is very big, consistency is key kind of situation, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. We head to map 2, McCluskey. Look, I've already made a Star Wars joke while we were getting ready for these matches, so you've heard it, Neil, and nobody else needs to hear me talk about McClunky for a little while. We'll get ready for McCluskey, made by Doc, and this one should be an enjoyable one as well. Having a quick look at the current leaderboards on this track for times that these players have set. It is, of course, Acrose who does have the current world record, and you do have to go a little ways down the leaderboard before you find any of the other players in this match. Killjoy, 9th place with a PB that is almost a full second slower than Acrose is on this map.
Yeah. And Belabruce is well over a second behind Acrose in these times.
Yeah.
So we will see a big pace difference. And as we enter the round, Magpie makes the first mistake, touches a little bit of the wall. There's a lot of precision sections on these maps here. Looks like the rest of the players are going pretty well. Acrose is sending it out. And yeah, I mean, this is a very tough part of the map. You know, the outside dirt, you have to drop down into the road. And Acrose is just killing it out here. Killjoy's coming up on Belabruce really close as we're getting to the end here. Only a couple turns left. And Killjoy makes the push with an amazing tech turn. And into the end we go.
Yeah,
Magpie's falling off again.
Yeah, it's tough.
As we get to the end, oh, it's tough.
It's tough.
Acrose takes the round.
That was Killjoy in the middle of the track. You were absolutely right with a flawless turn to find. I mean, there's 2/10 difference there. I think Killjoy was about a 10th down on Belabruce when he made that touch, or made that push, I should say. And it does really go to show, even in these mixed comp maps, you know, one turn, even if it doesn't look like the most exciting turn, can make or break your round. 3/10 the difference between the two drivers when you think about the swing from being a 10th down to 2/10 ahead, and it really did just come down to a single turn there. Magpie not having a great time of it on this map. A mistake off the start line puts him once again in a bit of a hole just starting off. I mean, we're what, 16 seconds in, and the gap is already half a second from first to fourth, and Acrose is looking much more comfortable here on McCluskey.
For sure, yeah. I feel like he has his map pretty set down. Magpie slowing down a bit again. I don't think this is his favorite map. If there were map picks, I don't think Magpie would ever pick this map. He doesn't seem to be having a very good time here. But the rest of the gang here doing the best they can. And Killjoy, oh, Killjoy, you should have done the tech turn you did last round.
Would have been.
Doesn't seem to be the case.
A
Would have been
significantly
ideal.
better choice than crashing into the wall. Yeah, no, for sure.
Come on, Come on, Killjoy.
Simply decide not to crash is ideal. Killjoy does need to get to the finish. Should have plenty of time. He is on the final turn. No DNFs in this round, but it is another round win for Acrose. And that gap that we were talking about, you know, after map 1, with Acrose 6 points down on Killjoy, Acrose's score has not changed, and Killjoy has just dropped 14 points across those last 2 rounds. More, I think, actually, is it? He's gone very, very quickly from 96 all the way, 92 all the way down to 78. Yeah, it's a 14 point.
Yep,
I'm correct.
14.
Yeah.
Math is on point. Good job, Noah.
I never do math on stream, Neil. It's a mistake. Even when you get it right, it's embarrassing. Everyone watches your mental process. It's bad.
They hear the 2-second silence. It took you
the full
do
delay.
all that math.
Yeah.
Close back here, though.
This is a much
Acrose
better start to the round.
it.
The Acrose, sending it and out to a decent lead, but not as strong a lead as he was at this point of the map previously, and all 3 of the other drivers are within range. Belabruce has dropped a little bit away from the other 2, but we've seen the mistakes. We saw Killjoy with the full crash in the last round. There is definitely a chance of that again this turn once again, and it's going to be a little bit of a wobble there, it looked like, from Killjoy, but he has managed to hold on to the lead from Magpie. Only a few turns remain, and we've still seen it's possible to crash this end. It's precision driving until you get to this, and then it's just send into the corner as Killjoy bounces off the left post, but it's left post and in for a second place in this round, and he has, at least with 1 mistake, still managed to lock in 2 second places behind Acrose, who is flying.
He is over a second ahead, and his times are decent too. 54 lows. We have the world record is a 53.8, I believe, so he's driving very, very close to the world record right now.
Yeah, 53.8 world record by Acrose, set 17 hours ago. So he's definitely been practicing right up until he actually, you can imagine, had to go to sleep and then travel to LAN this morning.
Yeah.
And
he's showing it right now, again, in the lead.
Oh.
And Killjoy makes a small mistake in the sausage. It is tough to do that precision right, and that is going to leave him behind. But the pack up front is still very, very close. And we could see Belabruce here push just that tiny bit to catch up to Magpie, which is, we are seeing it now, has more speed. And it's going to come down to the last few tech turns where Acrose makes a mistake. And now there's a 3-way fight for first place. Nua, take it away.
Well, Acrose, he did make the mistake, and yet somehow still ended up on the outside with a position to just accelerate straight on through Magpie into a wall, and Acrose, despite the wobble, ends up with the first place. Belabruce happy with a second place, and Killjoy will ultimately end up sniping Magpie, who is going to have to go for a very sad... it even turns into the smoke. Oh, that's just rude. It's very funny.
Belabruce in the chat goes, "Snow way."
Oh, that's tough. Magpie, he didn't deserve to finish 12 seconds behind the other drivers there, but that is the position he finds himself in. As a reminder, this is in LAN, live from the Cardiff Student Union. Look, there's everyone at LAN. Give us a wave at the camera there, boys. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. As we get ready for our 3rd map, Acrose is he's starting to run away with it a little bit here, Neil. Killjoy still maybe within range. We saw Acrose on map 1 have a couple of errors back on Treesome. You know, walked away with less points than he should have had by the end of the map. And I mean, look, there's still a couple of maps left to go in the pool. We could see similar errors again for sure.
Yeah. For sure, and we're looking at the points right now. Magpie, Belabruce are double the points behind Acrose right now. So Acrose has a very good lead going in. Killjoy is the only one who's remotely close to maybe bringing this fight for a first place fight. But yeah, it's looking very tough.
Yeah. It is Killjoy, as we said, looking to make his fight back happen in this match. Currently, whatever that is, 19 points behind Acrose, give or take. Killjoy also one of the founders with regards to the donations to this event to make sure that it could happen and to donate to the prize pool. Killjoy's message for the stream was big shout out to Thomas for making the event happen and all the Welsh players for showing up to take part. Now I do think that we have to pair that with Chris's message, aka Zephyr, who also was one of the founders for the event, whose message was, don't half of these players live in England? Woles. Well, look,
And
I'm not going to
that brings
speculate.
us
Straight
to
into
the first round.
Exactly, as we get things started on... oh, Neil, give me your best pronunciation. This is a Welsh word. Look, we've been looking up our pronunciations. There's a crash, don't worry about
I'm
it.
working hard. Forget the crash. The word of the day, guys, is Dieth. It means day, and that is the name of this map. And we'll be getting right through it right now with Killjoy making the first mistake. First crash, Magpie falling a bit behind, but there is a close fight between Belabruce and Acrose right now.
Yeah, Acrose has just managed to overtake Belabruce through the middle of the track, and you can see just a little bit more speed for Acrose through there. The gap is extending ever so slightly as we enter the reactor grass. Tight turn to the left and a very slow speed turn as well. Important to get your exit right, and you can see Acrose definitely got his exit right on that occasion. Belabruce just a little bit slower getting the acceleration going. And into the risky fin. Acrose lost a lot of speed, but it's not the riskiest fin in the world, and that is going to be an easy finish and another first place for Acrose.
What a way to start the first round. Belabruce needs these points. Killjoy finishing last, Belabruce finishing second is big, big, big for him. And just like that, the point gap between Killjoy in second and Belabruce in third is only 17 points, which is only a couple rounds of points, if you look at it.
Really is. Yeah, if Killjoy makes a couple more mistakes here on Dieth, which our pronunciation's pretty good, Neil. I'm going to say it. With no Welsh people on cast to contradict us, we're kind of nailing it, I think. But a couple of mistakes here from Killjoy could definitely seem spiraling down towards the other two drivers at the moment. Magpie in the most danger at the moment, on currently only 28 points. Needs a couple of big rounds here and potentially is in with a chance. Acrose did make a mistake early in this round, and so there is definitely a chance for a little bit of shifting on the leaderboard here, especially if someone else makes the mistake, gets a -10 with Acrose overtaking.
For sure, and Acrose is already pushing very hard. Magpie falling off just a little bit more, makes another crash into the tight road grass section, which is very, very slow, and that leaves him behind by over a second. And Acrose is already catching up to the pack. Coming into the last tech turn, he's going to risk it to overtake Belabruce into the risky. Might get Killjoy. No, he doesn't. What a round. What a comeback.
Acrose... Killjoy and Belabruce didn't really make any mistakes after Acrose dropped behind by 5/10 at the start of the map there. And Acrose still came within 18 thousandths of winning the round. That's silly. That's a little bit unfair.
For sure. I think that's where that 0.5 faster world record from Acrose comes in.
Yeah.
He seems to know the lines, which these guys don't. And I think they need to do some spying on his computer. Maybe check him PC because something's not right.
Yeah, well, speaking of mistakes, was that Killjoy was dropping all the way down, just didn't have the line up onto that turnaround checkpoint, and so will be falling a long way down. Belabruce is staying in touch with Acrose for the moment. How long will Acrose allow that to continue? Will there be any mistakes through the middle here? That's a touch on the wall. Belabruce nearly into the wall as well, and that has closed the gap significantly. Acrose not losing all his speed, but losing enough to close the gap down to a couple of tenths. The lineup here from Belabruce is going to be a little bit wider on this turn, and Acrose gets onto the road first. He is wobbling, he is weaving across the road, and Belabruce, with these straighter lines, has gone straight on through. Into the finish we go. That's perfect from Acrose, though. Nailing the final drift is all he needs to secure that first place.
This is still good. This is still great. Acrose is, I mean, still at 82 points. This is amazing. But what's to note here is Magpie only has 8 points left. He could get into finalist in this round if he finishes last, or DNFs.
He could, which is scary. Obviously, you know, we're all very used to cup mode, and we say finalist when we're talking about reverse cup mode as well. And no, I know it's a mistake that all of us make all of the time, and it is very funny. It does feel a little bit cruel. Where he's in a wall. No time to talk about that. Belabruce has full crashed, and well, that'll give Magpie a little bit of breathing room on this round. Killjoy a little bit wide on the wood as well, means the gap is opening up behind us. Killjoy is having to do some correction in these following turns as well, but Magpie has touched the wall. Magpie will drop back into third place, and any hopes of closing the gap significantly, at least up to Belabruce, maybe even pulling Killjoy a little bit further down into the mud, go up in smoke with a single turn.
For sure, and this is going to really hurt for Belabruce here now that Killjoy is fighting for that first place against Acrose. Coming into the last tech turn, will Acrose make a mistake again? Or no, it seems he's got it pretty easily. Killjoy as well, Killjoy not as well, misses the finish. Magpie takes second, Killjoy finishes third, and Belabruce will finish off the order.
Magpie needed that.
Oh,
I mean, okay.
Magpie did need that.
Would have preferred a first place, obviously. Magpie is now guaranteed to be on last chance unless he can beat Acrose in the following round, but we will go to our final map for that as well, and we will be heading to Climax. I mean, it makes sense that it's the final map of our first match, doesn't it?
Of course. We're getting right to the end, and Magpie will need to win the round to stay alive. And I apologize, it is not finalist, everyone. It is called Final Chance, I believe.
Yeah, last chance, final chance, finalist.
Last chance, chance.
Yeah, whatever. We can call them finalists.
Whatever
Everyone
it is.
will know what we mean. It'll be totally fine. Of course, in reverse cup mode, once you hit 0 points, the trick is to just not lose a round. If you never lose a round, they can't actually get rid of you. But easier said than done.
For sure. And we have here live from Cardiff Station. Can everybody give us a winka, please? Over there sitting in the couches, please. Everybody scream support for your favorite player, Magpie. We have a lot of stuff going on here.
This is it.
And yeah.
We're going to have the crowd, they're dancing for us. Trained monkeys. Puppets, if you will. Saying things like this will definitely endear us to them, and they'll be way more inclined to do things for us over the course of the day, exactly. I'm sure, no doubt.
Hopefully
it is lovely.
Finals.
I mean, LANs are just fun, though. I love being at a LAN. There's something so nice about just seeing people in person and hanging out and just watching some Trackmania, you know?
Haven't had the opportunity yet.
Oh, well, I mean, if only there was some kind of, LAN in North America within the next couple of weeks that you were attending.
Maybe, we'll see. Going into the final map by Wizzy called Climax. First round in, Magpie needs to win the round and keep his chances up, hopes alive.
Yeah. Decent. Well, I was going to say decent start there, but he has exited with a little bit more speed. Interesting line through there from Acrose, willing to take much more of a bounce on that uphill dirt to just carry more straight line speed through. We'll keep an eye on if that is just the line that he's chosen, because everyone else is jumping a little bit higher up onto that dirt at the start, but Acrose is just going for it. Again, Magpie needs to beat Acrose in this round, so the fact that you can see his taillights vanishing off into the distance is maybe not ideal for Magpie, but other than that, wherever Magpie finishes here, it doesn't matter all that much. You'd still prefer to beat out Killjoy, to beat out Belabruce, to knock them a little bit further down and make the climb a little bit less dangerous. But right now, Magpie sitting in 4th place, risking towards the final couple of turns into the bounce towards the finish, and it will just be finishing order as we went through a lot of the map. Acrose from Killjoy, from Belabruce, from Magpie, who is our first player on Last Chance.
As you guys know, Last Chance, if he finishes last again in the round, he will be eliminated and will be going down into the lower bracket.
Yeah, and it would have been so nice for Magpie even just to beat out Belabruce in that round, to get him down below 10 points. As it stands, Belabruce on 12 points, Killjoy on still 39, has really tidied things up after a pretty rough map 2. Yeah, look, the line from Acrose, fully different there from what the other drivers are doing, as they all jump high into the left, Acrose going low and to the right, and willing to just bounce off the road in order to keep that straight line speed.
Yeah, and it just gains so much from them. He's already gained a couple tons from them, and he's already leading. But there's still a fight in the back, and Magpie makes the mistake. This is going to be very crucial for him to hopefully make a mistake from either Killjoy, Belabruce, or Acrose. His best bet would be Belabruce, but it's looking tougher and tougher as he makes a 3rd mistake. As I say that, and the chances of him staying alive, his hopes are slowly dying down.
It's looking rough.
The front pack is coming to the
It's looking
last
rough.
Corner finish, and Magpie will be your first elimination.
That is a
GG.
Look, unlucky Magpie will be dropping to the lower bracket there. I do just want to say that is the second round of the day that we've seen an 18,000 gap between Killjoy and Acrose.
Seems to be a little scripted.
It's a little bit scripted, I think, is what we're saying. Now, they have gotten one each so far, so I think this means that we can expect to see one more round where they finish with 18,000 between them. It's a best of 3. Where one of them will get the win as the best player at finishing 18,000 ahead of his opponent.
Ooh, Belabruce does crash out here, and honestly, this might be final or last chance for Belabruce as well now.
Yeah,
unless Killjoy and Acrose make a very horrible mistake. This is
exactly, because the points repartition has changed. I believe it is -3, -6, -9 with 3 players left now as well. So Belabruce would have needed to win the round. Second place no longer good enough because that would not just be -4. And with a 4-second gap back, with Acrose zooming off into the distance as well, I think this round's starting to look already like that is the order that we're going to finish in. Killjoy touched the wall there, but, you know, that's fine. He's got Reactor on and he's doing okay with it. You don't lose a lot of speed at that point. And it will be Acrose picking up one more round win. This time around, we'll lose points for it. -2 for first place, not -3. My apologies. And Belabruce dropping to last chance as well. Already looking like this map is this match, our first match of the day, about to be wrapped up.
Yeah, very quick. Also like to note that Acrose just drove a 55-3, which only 2 people have in the world, which would be Babs and Acrose himself.
That
so,
is
very good time.
That's fast. God damn.
That is pretty fast.
It'll be interesting seeing those two run into each other. I mean, that is, as much as we said, you know, Acrose does hold every current world record on the tracks, is looking fast. You know, in terms of second place, it's a little bit less clear cut. It does swap around. Babs has a couple of second places. Comrade Louis has a couple as well. But no time to talk about that. We'll get into it when they start facing each other in matches. Killjoy has made, not a mistake, but slowed down a little bit at the start here. Belabruce through into second. It's up to Killjoy to try and fight back for this second place, looking to eliminate Belabruce immediately.
Yeah, it's looking very tough right now. Belabruce does have to push. It is neck and neck going into the final few turns.
Yeah, Belabruce needs to not make a mistake.
Yeah, it's going to come right to the last tech turn.
Getting very close. Last tech turn. Killjoy goes on the inside. It's more speed on the downhill for Belabruce, I thought, but it was Killjoy through, but they're tied. They're tied. Hang on, we've got to open the scoreboard. Can we see the times? It was Killjoy by 3 thousandths. He lost out. 3 thousandths in the bottom right of the screen there. Belabruce just about holds on, and it was Killjoy with more speed. Belabruce just went further right of the line. A shorter distance if you can't carry the speed.
This is actually very good for Killjoy. I believe he lost 9 points there.
Yeah.
For finishing last.
Yeah.
Very Belabruce. Yeah, if he, I mean, he has to hold on for like 4 more rounds, but I mean, it's very possible. We're back onto Treesome. The map order is back to the first map. There's only 4 maps in the map pack, and yeah, what did you think about the maps, Nua?
I'm a big fan of them. I like the map pack. I mean, look, they're mixed comp. They're not the hardest mixed comp we've ever seen, but for a community tournament like this, where there are some very good players, but the idea was that anyone playing Welsh Trackmania could participate as well. I think they've hit that note very, very well. Yeah,
I fully agree. The maps are amazing. Good transitions everywhere. I love seeing these guys drive, and who doesn't love a regional LAN? Wales are cooking.
They kind of are, as we head what into should be the final map then of the day. As Killjoy goes for a dive off the side of the map, just doesn't feel like finishing just yet. It's only warm up, okay, and we'll see how things go as we get onto here. Killjoy looked very good on this map the first time we visited it. Did walk away in the lead of the match, and well, once Acrose managed to overtake him on map 2, it has been that way ever since. Acrose is locked in first place, right? We can say that now, even though there's 3 players left. Acrose has 78 points still. That's hey, too many points. That's no, Neil, we know that's too many points.
There's always upsets.
But
the big battle right now will be Killjoy versus Belabruce, and right now Belabruce is on the back foot, but he isn't far.
No, he isn't, and that was slightly shaky onto the plastic from Killjoy. Looked to be carrying more speed, but lost it trying to transition onto the plastic. Going a little bit wider on the turn. Belabruce tapping the brake one more time to close that off, but Killjoy has full crashed out. Belabruce got to be checking the scoreboard right now. You got to see that the gap back is 2 seconds. You can safe it, just don't safe it too much. I think that's it. Belabruce holding on for one more round. Little bit close to the wall there, but he's okay. He will finish in second place. Stays alive for one more round. And Killjoy is going to have to keep fighting. Now, it's only -9, so it is at least 2 more rounds before Belabruce can get Killjoy down onto last chance with him.
Yep. So there's a big chance that this could go to the next map.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
It is.
Acrose just has to crash 1 round.
That's true. Acrose just needs to finish in last place, and we did see it the first time we visited Threesome. 2 rounds with mistakes from Acrose. Now, one of them did still end up being a second place, but there was one last place in there as well. I don't know if that's what you should be relying on right now if you're Belabruce. I think you gotta focus on beating Killjoy.
For sure. And that's what he's doing right now. He's heard you pretty well. Tight, but he's ahead, and that's all he needs, right?
Yeah. Goes a lot earlier on that drift. Killjoy waiting a little bit later before hitting the brakes has given that lead back to Killjoy, nailing that turn, but it's Killjoy wide, and it's Killjoy clipping on the transition, and that means all of a sudden with a respawn from Killjoy as well. Similar position to last round, even more comfortable. Belabruce with 6 seconds to play with here, and he goes very safe on that jump. Didn't want the repeat of nearly clipping that he had last time around. Once more. And now Killjoy is guaranteed last chance in the next round. Even first place will not save him from that. Belabruce just needs to beat anyone. He's done the work as long as he does not lose in this round.
Yep. So it's going to be very tight. I mean, I think Killjoy is feeling the pressure right now. He doesn't want to make a mistake. He just needs to. He knows he has to finish second. Acrose is too far ahead. It's just a 1 versus 1 between Belabruce, but it looks like Killjoy's eating up the pressure right now, and Belabruce is like, this is way too easy for me. Hasn't made a mistake, safing his way to second place every time. He's happy.
Yeah, play the match that's in front of you, right? You don't need to be getting the best times, just play as you go and do what needs to be done. And that was clean from Belabruce through the grass. Killjoy very wide once again on the plastic. He's lost time a couple of times there, and once again he has dropped behind. Belabruce though goes wide on this turn once again. Killjoy has gained time through that turn consistently and will gain a couple of tenths back once again, gaining on Belabruce, who's wobbly through the dirt. He's losing a lot of speed to sideways momentum right now, entering the final few turns. Belabruce is still in the position he needs to be, but he needs to hold on to the finish here. Killjoy landing at about the same time as Belabruce, who I think has done enough, and it'll be double last chance in our first match of Cup and Cymru.
This is scary, and we're going into the last round of the map here, where Acrose could really make this go to the next match. Next map, if he could just crash this round fully.
Acrose has the chance to do the funniest thing possible here.
Exactly.
We'll see. Where do things shake out? Do we get to see one more map one more time? No big mistakes at the start of the map, please. And that will not be the case, but it's Killjoy who has been struggling all map long here on Threesome, who once again drops behind Belabruce, who's looked good on this grass, but Killjoy managing to get his wheels onto the platform in the middle, gains a little bit of speed back and looks much better through the plastic this time around. He's going to be a little bit faster, a little bit straighter, exiting the plastic, and it's Belabruce into a wall, and surely that is all she wrote. Killjoy just needs to not make a mistake from here to the finish line, a gap of 1.5 seconds to play with, and has to be feeling comfortable now. Loses the gear, I think, on the exit from the dirt, not quite, but a little bit shaky. He's done enough, and it is going to be Killjoy in dramatic fashion, locking in his second place in the match, locking in his spot in the upper bracket, and sending Belabruce crashing down alongside Magpie into that lower bracket.
That was a great first round to watch. That was amazing. I do feel for Belabruce. That is the one round where you didn't want to make the mistake.
Yeah.
After being so consistent these past 3 rounds, and the final round you make the mistake, it's heartbreaking to see. But he's not out. He's in the lower bracket. He can find his way back up, and we can see him again in the grand finals. Shout out Belabruce.
Yep. Here he is, and I am going to wait and see. Now, players have left matches, so I do believe that we are not playing for first and second place, which means that we can go back to our faces, Neil. And I suppose go and have a quick look, see if we can... is the other match still happening? Might be worth double checking. I can probably get in here. I know what I'm doing. And we'll see how things are going over in the other match. I have joined the game. I think things have finished in the second match. So we'll get results from the second match at some point. But I think for the moment, what we'll probably do is head to a quick break, see what the bracket looks like, and be back with probably our lower bracket, upper bracket. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. Enjoy the break, and we will see you all soon.